Do you ever think to yourself, wow, that was a great deal that I had on that video game? Or maybe you think to yourself, wow, I had some great deals in the past on video games. Or sometimes you're just sitting there thinking, or talking with your friends, and you're like, man, did you hear about this great deal that I once scored on this awesome video game? Well, that's the focus and subject of our video today, right here on Happy Beard Games. We're talking about my top 10 best video game deals. So there's going to be a lot of stories in this video, one for each of the 10 items, 10 different video games in this set. And these are all collected throughout various points in my life, and at different video game stores. And it's a top 10 list in order of what I think is the best video game deals that I have in my collection currently. Coming in at number 10, we've got a deal from eBay. Not a lot of these are from online though, a lot of these are locally in stores, but this one's from eBay. Now I got this one online and not too long ago, but when I did the Famicom Friday video of this game, that's about the time when I got it. That is a game called Otaku No Seiza, which is translated roughly to Adventures in Otaku Land, and it's basically like a Earthbound or Mother clone on the Nintendo Famicom. Now this game doesn't really go for too much by itself. It goes for about $15 to $20 loose, maybe less, but I got it complete in box. So here's the box, and I think I talked about this in that specific Famicom Friday. Now complete in box, this goes for $40. So I got a pretty good deal getting this at $20 on eBay. Not too bad, not too great either, but I still paid half the price for it when I got this online. So that's pretty cool, and to have it with the box, this is my only Famicom original game that is with the box. It does have the manual and all the inserts and the little plastic tray inside as well, and it's nice to see the comparison between the differences and stuff between a Famicom box and a Nintendo NES box.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Number 9 is a game that I picked up within the last year for the PlayStation 3 console. And it's a game that I haven't played yet at all, so I don't know anything about it really. I've heard the series had a popular resurgence or something like that, reimagining or re-releases maybe, for like consoles like Nintendo Switch and PS5. It's part of the Atelier series. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's an RPG series with very anime style visuals. You usually play as a girl character. I think it's like an action RPG. I don't know much about it at all. It's part of the Atelier series. It's called Atelier Rorona, The Alchemist of Arland. And here it is for the PlayStation 3. Now I got this at Half Price Books locally in Olympia, Washington for $3. And when I saw it, I recognized the name, not so much like what the game's about, but I recognized the name from hearing it on like the Switch and other current consoles. So I was like, I'm definitely picking it up even though I don't know anything about it and I'll probably never play it. So I got this game for $3. Little did I know when I got home and checked out the price on my phone for what it's going online, I think it's going for about $20, and this is complete in box, so I got a pretty good deal with this one from going from $3, or yeah, $3, not even $2.99, $3, and going all the way up to about $20 or more. And this is what it looks like inside the case.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
For our next game, we're moving on to number 8, and that is a game that I picked up at the Oregon Coast Goodwill in Warrenton, Oregon. I picked this up quite a few years ago. I'm not sure if I ever did a pickups video on YouTube where I showed this or not. I might have, because I know I had my YouTube channel when I picked this game up, but it was a while ago. This is a game for the GameCube, a GameCube exclusive, called Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. Now, I haven't really played this one too much. Actually, I haven't played it hardly at all, which is weird because I like Dance Dance Revolution. One of the reasons why I got the PlayStation 2 was because of all the Dance Dance Revolution games on it. So when I was in high school, I played those a lot, and pretty much most of my time playing the PlayStation 2 was on DDR games. But this is the only DDR for the GameCube, and one of the few DDRs that's on Nintendo consoles. Surprisingly, they don't really have too many of them on Nintendo consoles. They're mainly a Sony thing, but they're by Konami. And so is this one, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, which is a crossover between Mario and DDR, of course. Looks really cool. I mean, I don't know why I don't play it, but yeah. So I got this for $5 at the Goodwill. There may have been a half price sale, but I don't think so. I think this is just $5, $4.99 at the Goodwill. Now our number 8 game, DDR Mario Mix, I looked it up online. I think it goes for about $25 complete in box. It's a pretty good deal getting it for $5 and then going up to about $25. Not to mention it's a Nintendo game, it's a Mario game, it's complete in box. I think the value might even go up. I don't know. It's a GameCube game. It's pretty cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Here's another game that I'm not sure if the price is any more or less valuable than the last game. This is number 7 on our list, and this is a game for the Nintendo NES. Another game on this list that I haven't really played very much of at all, and that game is Ultima, Quest of the Avatar for the Nintendo NES. Now this one has, once again like the other games, has a Goodwill sticker on it. I got this also at the Goodwill in Warrenton, Oregon, the Coast Goodwill, and let me just show you this up close. This game cost me $1.99 for the NES. This was, I don't know if this was before retro gaming got big, but I don't think you could find anything like this at Goodwill currently. You might be able to find something. But, yeah, I got Ultima, Quest of the Avatar, and I think I picked this up with a couple other Super Nintendo games that day, but this was probably the best deal out of those. This is $1.99 once again for the NES. And I think it goes for loose, which this is loose, about $18 to $20, so pretty good deal. It's pretty cool.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Alright, going into number 6, we've got a game from GameStop. Now this one I'm kind of fudging it a little bit, but I think it's good value and interesting too with the story. This is a game from GameStop. Now this was actually bought, I think around the time the Wii was in stores, so this is a long time ago. This was like 2006 that probably bought this game at GameStop. Maybe like 2008, maybe somewhere in between there. This is the game Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which is another game that I haven't played very much of. I played the one on N64. I'm actually kind of going through it pretty well on the Switch version of the N64 original Paper Mario. But I haven't played Thousand Year Door at all. So I have the game complete in box. It's the player's choice version, and it has the bestseller symbol, which I recently found out there's a normal version, there's the player's choice version with the yellow logo on the side and top, and there's one that's player's choice with the bestseller logo. So I don't think it's as valuable as the other two, but it's still a game. It's still the game. It's still an awesome game too. You can see I got this one used, and at GameStop, this has the old style GameStop yellow stickers that they had back in the day for when they were selling GameCube games. This is before they did retro. This was before GameCube was even considered retro. This was during like the Wii 360 PS3 days when they were clearing out some GameCube games. So I got this game for $20. This game goes complete in box for at least $60 online. So that's a pretty good deal. It's like a third of the price. Of course, I'm kind of fudging this one a little bit, because I think it's a good deal. It's gone up in value, and I think it's a good deal because like it's complete in box and stuff, but I didn't get it when gaming was retro, considered retro on the GameCube, but I don't know, I still wanted to include it on this list because I think it's interesting. And here's what it looks like inside.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright guys, are you ready for the top 5 in this list? These ones I have a better story for than the other 5, and they're better value than the other 5. Now, they're nothing too extreme on this video, because a lot of the extreme ones that are complete in box I've already sold. And a lot of my rare games that are not complete in box are just games that I picked up for like a higher price. They've always been expensive kind of thing. But with today's game, on number 5, this is a game that I paid a pretty good price for. I believe I paid... I don't have the actual receipt for this one. This is just a story one. I think I paid $20 for this. I think I paid between $20 and $30 for this game. Now, this was when GameStop was doing retro. This is when GameStop was doing retro games, and they were bringing back games you could buy from all the way from the NES to like the original Xbox. And you can still buy them on GameStop's website, which is where I was buying a lot of these games. You might have seen some pickups a few years back that's when they were doing retro, and I was buying all these GameCube and Xbox games on their store, mainly GameCube and Xbox. It was really cool because you used GameStop current coupons on it and get actually a really good deal. It was really great getting these games online on GameStop.com, retro games for like a good deal. And you use coupons, pro membership, rewards points, all that. It was actually a good deal. I don't care what anyone else says about it. I thought it was a great deal when they were doing retro. For the most part, I got a lot of games and a lot of good deals. And this is one of them, but there's a story to it as well. Now that game is a game that you might see me play more recently on my friend Will's channel, Will's Word, and that is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for the original Xbox. But there's a story to this one. There's a little bit of a catch to this one too. It's kind of weird. You see, I've got 2 of them. Kind of. So what happened with this? What is the story between me and the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 games? Now when I was a kid, I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 a lot in the arcade. It's probably my most played arcade fighting game. Eventually, when I was a kid, I also had it on the PlayStation 2 back before it got valuable. I lent it to a friend. He got the disc all scratched up, so I just basically gave it to him. You can have it. I don't want this game that you've damaged so much. I should have asked him to give me something in return. That game's really valuable. It's like a $150 game now. Now, this game today, I think it goes for like 100, probably 80 to 120. I got it for about $20 to $30, but here's the deeper story about this actual copy and why I have 2 of them. So the story behind these Marvel vs. Capcom 2 games is that GameStop Retro, I ordered a bunch of retro Xbox games from GameStop's website a few years back. One of those I was really excited to find in stock because they weren't always all in stock. And that was Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is once again a game I played on the PS2 a lot. It was a game that I loved in arcades, one of my favorite fighting games to play. And yes, this is the actual artwork in just the purple case that I switched out so I wouldn't get it mixed up with my other copy. But imagine this. You go pick up your package, you open your box, you go check what's inside. Oh, that's not the right game. Yep, they shipped me Capcom vs. SNK2 EO for the Xbox. On top of that, I'll pop this out for you guys. There is this tiny thing. So I tried to show this on camera. It doesn't show up too well. There's this tiny thing right here that makes it the game unreadable and unplayable on my Xbox. So not only did they ship me the wrong game, similar title. I know it's easy to get mixed up. They probably got swindled by some kid. But yeah, this is Capcom vs. SNK2 EO. Cool game, but not Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and definitely not worth the value of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Also, I have this game on the GameCube, so yeah, I was pretty disappointed. So what I did immediately was I called up GameStop on their phone line, which took a while. I remember it taking a really long time. And then when I talked to the guy, he was like, oh no, I'm sorry. And they were really good about it, actually. They were really surprisingly good about, like giving me back, not just, they didn't give me back my money, but they gave me another copy of the game right away. They did it first class, right away. It's just sent me another copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And that's how I got this copy that I have here, compared to the original one, which was Capcom vs. SNK 2. So now I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in my collection for a good price. I got 2 boxes of it in case I ever find another loose copy, which is cool too. And then no, it doesn't have the manual on either of them, which kind of sucks. But there we go. There's the Marvel vs. Capcom that we need, and the one that we play. Alright, number 4 is coming up, and we're going a little retro here with a Super Nintendo game. Now, we're also going a little retro with a website. Do you remember eBay? Yes, everyone remembers eBay. Do you remember half.ebay.com? Half eBay? Do you remember that? Well, sadly, it's closed down now, but it was really cool. It was basically like a buy it now version of eBay. There was no bidding from what I remember. There's also no pictures of what you're going to get most of the time before you buy it. It was a little bit like Amazon, but the prices were usually really low and the shipping was really good, and it was called halfebay.com. So it was actually eBay. You could use your eBay account. It was just a little part of eBay that was a little bit different than the main part of eBay. So I used that to get some games. I actually got some really good scores on there. I got Monster Party complete in box for 12 bucks back in the day, which I've since sold for a much higher price. Here's another one that I got that I still have, and that is Star Fox for the Super Nintendo with the box. So I got the game here and the box here. Now this is the original box, of course. There's no manual. There is the cardboard insert inside. And it's a really cool box. The one reason why I don't want to get rid of this one is because the artwork on it's amazing. It's got like that Muppet Star Fox characters on it. It just looks really great, so I have it on my wall. It's not super valuable game for Super Nintendo, but it's cool to have the box. And the deal that I did for it, I got it for $8. It actually says $8 on the box, which I'll have a zoom in for you. But yeah, it's just really cool that I got Star Fox complete in box for $8 on eBay. Now there is a little bit of a catch to it too. The Star Fox case itself, like the plastic casing for this cart, is damaged. It has a little bit of a crack on the bottom, which doesn't make it unplayable, but if I was to play this game, I'd have to be a little bit careful with it just in case. And it's not too bad, really. It's like, it doesn't really get in the way as much as you might think with that little crack on the plastic. But I also have this game on the Super Famicom, so I can just play the Super Famicom version if I want to. So the only downside with this set is there's no manual or other instructions included. The game has a little bit of a chip on it, and they actually wrote the price on it on permanent marker in the corner with no sticker, which kind of sucks too. But other than that, it's a really cool Star Fox set that I got on eBay for about $8. Alright guys, we're coming up with number 3 on the list of top video game deals. And this one is similar to like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 situation. However, this one was on eBay. And I don't remember if it was eBay or half eBay, like the last game, Star Fox. So I think I bought this game around the time of the launch of the Nintendo Switch. So whenever that came out, this was like the month before the Nintendo Switch came out. And there's a reason why I'm bringing that up in this game, even though this is not a Switch game. So what I did, I was playing a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff back then. I got The Hobbit for GameCube, I got Return of the King for GameCube, Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, and I wanted to get another Lord of the Rings game. And that was Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers for the GameCube. And I wanted to get them all on the GameCube because that's where I had them before. And so I wanted to collect them all specifically on Nintendo GameCube, which I did already, so I have them all now. But the Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers I ordered on eBay. There was either only a picture of the cover art, or there was either that, or there was like no picture of the disc. So I got Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. You might be thinking to yourself for a sec here, Kevin, this game is not rare or valuable. Well, little did I know when I opened it up, look what was inside. Super Mario Sunshine. What? I don't know if I did a pickup of this or not. I don't think I did. I might have done like an Instagram story about it or something, but yeah, Lord of the Rings for the GameCube, Two Towers. Not a rare game, common game. You can pick it up for $10 or less. Super Mario Sunshine, of course, it's just the disc. That's a more valuable game. That's a really thing that was in this, and it kind of surprised me. Like I was like, is this really Mario Sunshine? I put it in, yeah, it's Mario Sunshine. It's really weird that it was in this box. Of all things, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers box, which is actually a pretty dark game, not a very sunshiny game. But yeah, there's no manual. Here's the player's choice version. Mario Sunshine. Really weird. Now, there's more to this story, too. I actually ended up buying Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers on GameCube a second time because it didn't arrive the first time. That's what I wanted to play, was Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, not Super Mario Sunshine. So I had to buy it again, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it was a better deal the first time. And then I did get it, you know, complete in box eventually. But the thing about that Mario Sunshine was I already had Mario Sunshine. In fact, it was one of the first games that I got for my Nintendo GameCube. And here's Mario Sunshine's case. Now, I actually keep that Mario Sunshine from the Two Towers in this case of Mario Sunshine, of course. What I ended up doing with that Mario Sunshine was I traded in at GameStop. Now this was right before the Switch came out, and I had the Switch pre-ordered from Walmart. I had a Pro controller, and I didn't have enough money to buy Breath of the Wild, which is the biggest game on the Switch at that time. So I traded in Mario Sunshine. I believe I got $40 in-store credit for trading in Mario Sunshine loose, because once again it was just the disc from that Two Towers box. So I traded in loose for $40 GameStop credit, and then I used that to get Breath of the Wild, and it paid for a majority of the game. Alright guys, are you ready for number 2? This is number 2 on our list of most valuable video games in my collection and best deals. This is a game that I might be selling really soon, either on Mercari or at a local used game store. This is a copy of The Legend of Zelda WindWaker HD. It is the Nintendo Select, or like Player's Choice version of the game, so it has different artwork and it has that Nintendo Select logo on the top. You might be thinking to yourself, Wind Waker's not that valuable. Well, I got it for $9.99 at my local Goodwill, which was at the time back in Warrenton, Oregon. Now, this was actually a blue special day. You know, every day of the week they have, or maybe every week, they have like a tag that's the special color, and you get half off that tag. So this was one of those that I got for $5. And I believe I picked this up the same day as the DDR Mario mix, so if I can find my old photo of it, it'll actually explain that a little bit more, but I don't think I'll be able to find it. It might be on my Facebook somewhere. Yeah, you can see it. It is. So I hope you can see that on the video that this game is completely new, sealed in the box. It has the perfect shrink wrap around the box. Plastic wrapper is still intact on this game. Even though it was at a Goodwill for $10, which I got for $5, it has not only the Goodwill sticker over the plastic, it has another sticker over the plastic too on the back from when they were selling it at a different store for $20. So basically Goodwill like kind of took it and they marked it down to half, which I got for another half, which this game sealed goes for about $60 or more today, depending on where you go to sell it or where you see it online. I think it goes for about $60 for the Nintendo Select version with it completely new. This is completely new. One of the few games that I have completely sealed new. I think I have one on the PS2, and I have one on the Wii, and maybe somewhere else that's somewhere new. I don't think I have very many sealed new games. I have Metroid Prime on the Switch, that's sealed new. But this is one of the few that I have sealed new that I might sell very soon. So either Mercari or I might sell it at a local game store, because I don't need to have a game on my shelf that I'm never going to play because it's new. I don't want to open it, it'll just ruin the value. And I have this game downloaded on my Wii U. It's a cool game. I have it downloaded already, so it's like I've got the game. I don't need it. If I really wanted to, I could pick up a physical copy of it that wasn't sealed, and that'd probably be less than the sealed version, so it's like, well, it would be, yeah. But, yeah, it's just interesting to have that I got a $5 game sealed new, which is really cool. And, yeah, it's valuable. Like, significantly more money than $5. It's like $60 to $65. Now, I have my N64 from when I was a kid. You might have seen a video about that recently. And I have my N64 from when I was a kid. I have the controller from when I was a kid. And I have a couple manuals from games from when I was a kid, of all things. I don't have any other controllers besides the green one, and I don't have anything else really except for the console, the expansion pack, and the controller. That's pretty much all I had, and some manuals for like 3 or 4 different N64 games. So that's all I had for N64 for a long time, because somewhere along the lines of time, I lost all my N64 games, which some of them are rare, most of them I've rebought since then, probably for a higher price on some cases, but there's also some that I still am able to get back. So I had a lot of games when I was a kid. I don't have a lot of them now, but I've been rebuilding my N64 collection, which is why, if you've ever seen my shelves over there, I have a lot of Super Nintendo games, I have a lot of NES games, like 80 to 100 on each or more. And then N64 I have like 40 or 50. That's because I lost my collection and had to rebuild it. So a lot of that stuff that I was rebuilding it went by faster because I was working at that thrift store. And I got a lot of cool games like Banjo-Kazooie, Mario Kart 64, Super Mario 64, and other games. Not a whole lot, but I did get a few N64 games from that store. So one game that I didn't get from that store that I worked at, but I got around the same time, that I bought with my own money, is a game that everybody knows and loves called Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, Ocarina of Time is, it's a classic. It's one of the best games on the N64. It's one of the best games of all time. This game I got at Goodwill. Here's the cart, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I've since put a side label on the top, which is pretty cool. But other than that, I didn't remove the other sticker on it, which is the price sticker. Let's see, how much do you think I got Ocarina of Time for? This was not before Retro was big, but it was right when it was starting to get big again. So, what do you think? This is #1 game, guys. What do you think I got for Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? What do you think I paid for it at Goodwill? Alright, time's up. Here we go. Isn't that weird? I found it in a weird spot too. I have like a really vision of memory of that exact moment of when I happened to find this. It was on top of like a bookshelf, like flat like that. And it might have been like upside down actually, because I remember seeing the price tag on N64. I was like, I don't know what that is. You see like a $1.99 N64 game on a shelf at a Goodwill. You flip it over, you don't expect it to be Ocarina of Time, which is crazy that I got this for $1.99. Now, I think one of the workers there might have done this intentionally and marked it down for someone to get a good deal, because they probably didn't look up the value. If they did, they wouldn't have done this, I don't think. And another reason why I think that a worker at the store might have marked it down intentionally was because there's also this like happy face sticker on it, which I didn't put that on there. That came with it, with the Goodwill sticker. Yeah, it's wild. It actually says 2010. So I don't know if I got this in 2010, but that's when the price tag sticker was put on. So that's kind of interesting, 2010. So about 13 years ago, I picked up Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64 loose for $1.99. I did mention how I had some manuals saved over from my N64 collection as a kid. Well, you know how I have Ocarina of Time right here as the #1 game? I've also got the manual from when I was a kid for Ocarina of Time, which is a cool accessory to go bundled with this Zelda game for the N64. And I also have the Majora's Mask manual, and I think I have Cruisin' and some other game. So that's my video game story for the #1 game, the best value game that I got. I think this game goes for about 50 bucks used. I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna have the more exact prices on screen on the video for you guys. But I think this game goes for about 50 bucks, and I got it for $2, so pretty cool. Alright everybody, that's it for today's video on Happy Beard Games. We checked out my top 10 video game deals in my collection. There might be some other ones. I know there's some other ones that I've had in the past that I just don't have the games for anymore. But these were the ones that I have currently. And some of the deals are more recent, some of them are older, but they're all great deals. Let me know in the comments what your best gaming deals are in your collections currently that you still have. But once again, that's about it, guys, for today's video on Happy Beard Games. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for more classic gaming goodness right here on Happy Beard Games. Until next time, I'll see you then. Bye!